Using the Python mysqlpython with nested queries. The typical mysql library query can use a lot of memory and perform poorly in Python when a large result set is generated. For example, there is an optional cursor that will fetch just one row at a time, really speeding up the script and cutting the memory footprint of the script a lot. But I can't find anything about using SCursor with nested queries. If this is the definition of do something, then the script throws the following error. It sounds as if SCursor is not compatible with nested queries. Is that true? If so, that's too bad because the main loop seems to run too slowly with the standard cursor.
This problem is discussed a bit in the MySQL Users Guide, under the heading of the thread safety attribute, ~mine. The MySQL protocol cannot handle multiple threads using the same connection at once. Some earlier versions of MySQL utilized locking to achieve a thread safety of 2. While this is not terribly hard to accomplish using the standard cursor class, which use mysql_store_result, it is complicated by SCursor, which use mysql_use_result. With the latter, you must ensure all the rows have been read before another query can be executed. The documentation for the MySQL API function mysql_use_result gives more information about your error message. When using mysql_use_result, you must execute mysql_fetch_row until a null value is returned. Otherwise, the unfetched rows are returned as part of the result set for your next query. The CAP gives the error commands out of sync. You can't run this command if you forget to do this. In other words, you must completely fetch the result set from any unbuffered cursor, i.e., one that uses mysql_use_result instead of mysql_store_result. With MySQL, that means SCursor and StyleCursor, before you can execute another statement over the same connection. In your situation, the most direct solution would be to open a second connection to use while iterating over the result set of the unbuffered query. It wouldn't work to simply get a buffered cursor from the same connection. You'd still have to advance past the unbuffered result set before using the buffered cursor. If your workflow is something like loop through a big result set, executing in little queries for each row, consider looking into MySQL's stored procedures as an alternative to nesting cursors from different connections. You can still use MySQL to call the procedure and get the results, though you'll definitely want to read the documentation of MySQL's callprop method since it doesn't conform to Python's database API specs when retrieving procedure outputs. A second alternative is to stick to buffered cursors, but split up your query into batches. That's what I ended up doing for a project last year where I needed to loop through a set of millions of rows, parse some of the data with an in-house module, and perform some insert and update queries after processing each row. The general idea looks something like this. One other thing I would note about your example code is that you can iterate directly over a cursor in MySQL instead of calling fetchOwn explicitly over range cursor.rowCount. This is especially important when using an unbuffered cursor, because the row count attribute is undefined and will give a very unexpected result. See Python mysql using cursor.rowCount with static cursor returning wrong count.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.